And I love some Chingy at 9:30 in the morning. Why not? JK right there. Coming back soon, hopefully, as we are reacting to the Warriors' 121 win over 121-115 win over the Orlando Magic. Bonte Hill in studio, as he is each and every Friday, right here on the Morning Roast. Spadoni and Shasky. And we're going to be joined by Quinten Post here momentarily, Warriors center, who had a big impact yesterday, 18 points off the bench, and was key for giving this team a lead into the third quarter when they got down by 17. Steph makes the half-court shot. Big shot because he gets them down 14. The difference between 14 and 17 I felt was big. Just momentum swing right there. And you heard Paolo at halftime. I'm sure you heard it, Bonte, when he was saying, yeah, we need to get Steph off the three-point line. Like, that's their only focus. Well, they couldn't do that. The Curry flurry, the postman does his thing, and they win the game to start this 5-game road trip.
I didn't know he had like a little edge to him.
Oh yeah,
Quinten Post. Like I'm very surprised with the emotion that he showcases when he's on the floor. I love it. Like I love it.
Well, we got him here right now. Let's go to the River Islands guest line as Quinten Post joins us on the River Islands guest line, as all guests do. Isn't time for you to discover the islands, River Islands in Lathrop. Quinten, good morning, or I guess good afternoon to you. First and foremost, it's Joe Spadoni alongside Bonte Hill and Joe Shasky. So we got three people here for you, a little three-man weave action. I just want to ask you this first. Obviously, congratulations on the win yesterday. Did you know early on in that game that Steph was going to be, having a vintage Steph-like performance like he did yesterday, dropping 56?
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me, first of all. I think looking at the first half, we weren't getting anything done offensively, and Steph was really the one saving us and having us in that game. And then after he made that half-court shot, it kind of, it was kind of in the air for him to have that game he had. So, just amazing to see that. That was probably, my best Steph experience so far. And, just awesome to be a part of something like that.
Hey, Quinn, the Warrior fans don't know a whole lot about you, quite frankly, because, you're coming out of Boston College and you're born in Amsterdam. So did you just play basketball your whole life growing up? Because you got a little edge to you. Did you play any other sports growing up? You move your feet really well for a 7-footer.
Thank you. I appreciate that. No, I played soccer growing up. I'm from the Netherlands, which is like our biggest sport. So I played soccer from 6 to 11. I was a pretty good goalie. So, already like getting that hand-eye coordination and stuff. And but no, besides that, I've always played basketball. My dad still plays actually at the young age of 50. And since I started, it's always kind of been my passion.
I mean, this has got to be pretty surreal to be able to play with Steph Curry in a game where he's dropping a 50-burger. You're the second best offensive player on the Warriors yesterday. I mean, are you still surprised that you're running with the powerhouse Warriors and you're playing alongside Steph Curry? Because it's got to be surreal as a guy who's just a fan of the game.
Exactly, like in 2015 when they won or 14-15 when they won their first chip, like I was still a kid, admiring from the other side of the globe, and now to be a part of it is surreal. It's been a grind for me starting out in the G League and just working on my game, watching a bunch of film, trying to get better, and now to be able to help those guys out a little it's just a blessing.
Yeah, QP, I got to ask you about the Charlotte Hornets game, because Shasky brought up your edge and the way you move your feet defensively. And I did take notice you're all ACC defensive team out there in Boston College. So we had got the scouting report on you when you got drafted. But did anybody pick up the fine for you for getting ejected Monday? Because that was a weak ejection, Quinten. What the hell happened there, man? 20 seconds left. You're up 50 gazillion points, and you get thrown out of a basketball game. Please tell me somebody picked up the fine for you for Monday night.
I do think it was kind of a weak ejection, and somebody is picking up the fine. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but
all right, I don't want to get you in trouble. We'll dump it. We'll make sure the internet doesn't hear it. Yeah. Let Raymond Ritter know we're going to erase it all. But seriously, you're playing well. And these moments, though, I noticed Milwaukee 3 straight threes in the fourth quarter, extend the lead and blow that game open. Against Sacramento last Friday night, you hit the threes in the second quarter. You extend the lead with Steph Curry on the bench. Dallas, you did it on Sunday, where you hit the couple threes in the second quarter. Next thing you know, you guys are rolling here. You have a sense of emotion moment here where you're just not afraid to let it fly. Did anybody on this roster or coaching staff just empower you to say, hey, Quinten, when you're wide open on the three-point line, go ahead and let it fly. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, it's kind of my value being drafted to the Warriors. I mean, I shot the ball really well in college. So I just kind of, did the math with myself and realized, like, if I get in the game and I don't shoot the ball when I'm open, then, what is the extra value that I bring as an individual player? So I just feel like me being a threat from the perimeter and inside, it opens up things for the others, and that's kind of like how spacing works, right? Like, other teams have to, don't want me to shoot the ball, and they have to close out on me, and that opens things for others. So it's almost like, it's in a way it's selfish to take shots, but it would also kind of be selfish to not take them, because I feel like I would take away certain spacing aspects of the game.
Warrior center Quinten Post joining us here on the River Islands guest line. Spadoni, Shasky, and Bonte Hill in studio. And Quinten, obviously the big story is Jimmy Butler, right? The team, where it was prior to Jimmy, where it is at now. I mean, I'm sure you feel it. You see it on the court. Just talk about what it's been like playing with Jimmy, but what he's, really brought, the intangibles of what he brought in. Did you know him before he was a Golden State Warrior? Did you have any interactions with him at all? I know he was obviously, you're a rookie, what he was going through in Miami, but did you know anything about him as a player prior for him becoming your teammate?
I mean, I didn't know anything. Like, I never talked to him personally, of course, but I just knew that he was a winner. Like, some of the stints that he had in Miami, bringing those teams to the finals. Like, that's basically all I knew. And then obviously you read all these things in the media or whatever, like the whole narrative about him. But I think he's been awesome for us, man. He's been a great leader. He's been a great teammate. And just having somebody out there that's been through it, that's been there, he's just a dog, man. Like, pairing him up with Draymond, like, that's rough to play against for other teams, and it gives us young guys the confidence to kind of play our own game, and I feel like I've benefited from him being here, and I think some of our other guys like Brandon and Mo, they've really stepped up their game too, being in the starting lineup with him. So yeah, it just adds a new dimension, takes off some load from Steph, and it's kind of changed our season right now. Like, we're looking to win a championship right now, and without him, I don't know if we could say that with full confidence.
I love it. I want to know a little more about you. Can we do a little rapid fire? We'll have some fun with this. Just about the person, Quinten Post, right? Like, for example, we'll start off here. Filet mignon or lobster? You got to choose one. Which one you going with?
Filet mignon.
All right. Do you want to do video games or Netflix if you're by yourself in your hotel room?
I'll watch some Netflix.
So what are you watching right now? What are you binging? You in like crime docs? Do you like, a drama? What are we watching? Movies?
I'm watching a little boring maybe. Well, but not to me. I'm watching the Olympics documentary right now.
Court of Gold.
How good is that?
Post is a little boring. No, this is fascinating. Nothing boring about that, QP.
Bogdanovich, man. I was loving him in that doc.
Just more basketball. Yeah, no, it's really exciting to watch right now. What else did I just finish watching? My favorite show of all time is probably Breaking Bad.
Really? Yeah. Walter White?
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, you're a Breaking Bad
Walter
fan.
White.
Yeah, you're like Queen
So let me ask you this: if we were to look at your Spotify playlist or your Apple Music playlist, what would be one of the top artists on there?
Right now, like, since coming to the States, I like country a little bit.
Oh,
it's not my top, but it's maybe like a niche. I like some of the Morgan Wallen songs. I think they're pretty good. And then I listen to some Dutch music. But I listen to a bunch of different songs, really.
QP, all right, promise me this. If the Netherlands get placed out here in the World Cup in the Bay Area, whatever dance they were doing last year at the Euros, I got sucked into it, and I was rooting for the Netherlands. I don't know what it was. You guys were jumping up and down, left and right, and whatever the song was, I was all about it. You guys sung that damn song all night long, and I want every bit of it, QP. What is that song?
Wait, which song are you talking about? The one from the...
So the Netherlands in the Euros last year, and the fans, whatever, you guys were wearing all your orange jerseys.
The coordinated chant,
whatever it was, you guys were like jumping up and down, left and right and left. I don't know what it was, but it looks like you guys have a ball out there in the Netherlands.
I have no clue which song you're talking about, but it does sound like the Netherlands. You know, we like to have fun with, and we get behind our sports.
Are you an Ajax guy? Is that your team?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the big club in Amsterdam.
So.
Okay, football club. Yep. So much like Quinten Post is. If he keeps on this trajectory, boys, he's going to be up there with the Arjen Robbins, the Virgil van Dijks, the Robert van Persies, the Wesley Sneijder, the Ruud van Nistelrooys.
I like it.
Let's go. Come on, QP.
Who's your favorite athlete of all time? It doesn't have to be basketball.
Yeah, I've always said it's Dirk Nowitzki, basketball player. I started playing ball in 2011. That's when he won the chip. But then soccer-wise, you just said it, Arjen Robben, when I was, younger, like, we were really good at soccer. And those guys, we made the finals in 2010, heartbreaking loss to Spain. But those guys are legends, man, back home in the Netherlands. So, yeah.
What about the Dunking Dutchman?
Oh, Rick Smits? Oh, he's awesome. I mean, he was a little before my generation, right? So I didn't grow up watching him. But I'm actually in contact with him. He's the best, man. Like, he actually follows me a little bit, and I've always been a fan of him. We call sometimes, and no, he's the best Dutch player to have ever played, and hopefully I can somewhat follow into his footsteps. But I got a long way to go.
All right. Last couple here. Okay. If you were going to do a karaoke with anyone on the team, okay, and you were going to perform some certain song, who would be the guy that you would want to pick to be part of your duet?
Ooh, that's actually a good question. I would like to sing a duet with Jonathan Kuminga.
Oh, that would be hilarious. What would you sing?
We would sing. I think we would just sing "Don't Stop Believing."
Oh, Journey.
Ingratiating himself.
Let's go. All right, so if you were going to play video games against somebody that you knew you could beat, who would it be on the team?
Pat Spencer. I just don't think Pat plays any video games, so I feel like I would have the best chance.
All right, and last one. All right, if you were camping out in the middle of the desert or in some survivalist type of a show, who would the guy you would want to be with you to make sure that you guys stay alive?
I feel like you have to go with Draymond, right? Like, he's just gonna find a way. He's not dying to know, survival things. Like, he's gonna find a way. Yeah, probably Draymond.
No doubt about that. I got to ask you, QP, because I saw it in the locker room yesterday. They're throwing up the threes. Where do you get that swagger from, the showmanship? I saw you in Milwaukee. You were talking that talk. Yeah, Draymond fired up. I saw you against Sacramento talking that talk. Is it something that just is contagious from Steph Curry's night and all the celebration Draymond does? Where did you get that swagger from, man? I didn't know you had it in you.
I mean, sometimes I don't realize, that's inside me, I guess. Like, it's just like the heat of the moment. Like, it's all natural. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like my head is about to explode after, we make a run like that, and it just feels, and then I just let it out. Like, I don't really have an explanation for it, but yeah. No, the 3-point celebration, I think it's funny. I think the guys like it. It kind of brings energy. So yeah, I just stick with what works.
Quinten Post, Warrior Center here joining us. And you've been so good to us, Quinten, all this time. Just one more for you here before we let you go. Jonathan Kuminga, he's the guy that's going to be coming back, right? And, he hasn't played with Jimmy. He hasn't been a part of this recent iteration of this team. You guys are 6-1. How do you anticipate him filling back into this team offensively, defensively? Jimmy's spoken on. He just says, JK's got to be JK. Is it as simple as that when you're coming back to a team that is playing with so much synergy right now?
Yeah, I mean, JK is just a really good basketball player, and we got more of those. And I always think that good basketball players, they make it work. So he'll find his rhythm back. We'll give it it might take a few games, or he might be back from the jump. We'll see. But I'm not worried about that. I don't think anybody is. Good basketball players, they'll always find a way.
All right, that's it. Hey, Quinten, man, you're this guy.
Thanks
right
for having
now,
fun with us.
No. This guy right here, second to Stephen Curry, because Stephen Curry's going to get all the shine. 56 points. I get it. 18 points. The shots that you were making yesterday to open up that third quarter,
16 in the second half.
It gave that team life there in the third, because obviously the half-court shot helped. But what you were able to do and the swag that you're playing for, it's contagious. All of you guys are feeding off each other right now, and it's so fun to see. We appreciate the time this morning, man, and good luck to you the rest of this road trip and the rest of the season, man.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Great
There he
stuff.
goes. That's Quinten Post, the Flying Dutchman, the Postmaster General.